Om. Om. Vang me manasi pratishtita, mano me vachi pratishthitam, avirāvirmayedhi, vedasya maani sa, shrutam me ma prahasi, anena jitena ho ratran sandadami, ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Paramatma has entered the embodiment and is now parading as the Jiva. Earlier, it was pointed out that he has got three avasatha. Avasatha, abode, places of abiding, where it remains. And they were waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. Other way of looking at avasatha being now described in terms of three births. Before that, it was pointed out, this Jiva, Paramatma, will enter the body and is available as a Jiva. Because of ignorance, is suffering the samsara. And as a result of karma phalas, the karma done by him for fulfillment of one's desire, give rise to karma phala, and this gives rise to future birth. That ends again future birth. Janma marana, incessant flow of birth and death called transmigration. Also called samsara, samsarati, goes on and on. So this continues and he is suffering samsara on account of that. By some grace, in terms of punyas of the past, he comes across a compassionate guru who makes him discover that, look, you are not the samsari jiva. In reality, you are Parabrahma Swarupa. You are Paramatma only. You are Bhagavat Swarupa. Paramanda Swarupa, free from birth and death, ever existent knowledge principle. Which he discovers. Until that knowledge is gained, Janma Marana Rupa, transmigration, samsara is bound to continue. But why does it continue like this in the samsara when he is getting sorrows? No. The jiva has got a wrong notion that the vishayas, objects, etc. in the world are capable of giving happiness. Therefore, he wants to get them. To get them, you have to do karma. But before that, what should be there? Capital body. Not simply body, identity in the body. As a result, this continues. So, to stop this incessant flow of Janma Marana, transmigration, the only remedy is Atmadhyana, which presently is not possible to get because the mind is preoccupied with the Vishayas. So the first attack must be where on the wrong notions that the Vishayas are giving you happiness. There comes the role of Viveka and Vairagya. Raga, that Raga, Asakti, Preeti for sense pleasures has to be cut to its size and the mind must be convinced. Look, what you want to get in terms of happiness and the contentment is not there at all. On the contrary, that will lead you from sorrow to sorrow, because you are identified with the body and depending on the transitory objects and beings. So yoga means viyoga. Viyoga means sorrow. You are always subject to sorrow. So therefore, his mind has to be made to withdraw from the Vishaya, for which Vairagya is necessary. So to inculcate this Vairagya, the Shruti points out, what is the plight of this Jiva? So how the Retas from the father's body enters mother's womb, from there comes out again, death, etc. These stages are being described to inculcate Vairagya. So we have come to the point now that the essence of the father in the form of the Retas, which is the potential Garbha, fetus, has emerged from the father and the first birth entered where? Mother's womb. And now that mother is fostering that Retas, which is the Garbha, which has become a part and parcel of his body, not a foreign body. If foreign body would have been rejected, no. It has become part and parcel of the body. Part and parcel means essential part of its body. So that is being now pointed out, and reciprocally, because she is obliging the father of the boy, and she fosters the very father itself is the Garbha. So in turn, she also needs to be protected. Up to here we have seen. It is the duty of the father to see that the mother is, but is one more thing. The father himself became a son, and that son is actually the father. So and she is protecting. In turn, she should be protected. Then what happens for the see the third mantra? Sa bhavayitri bhavayitavya bhavati tam stri garbham vibharti. Tam stri garbham vibharti. Saha agre eva kumaram janmanaha agre adhibhavayati. Sahayat kumaram janmanaha agre adhibhavayati atmanam eva tadbhavayati esham lokanam santatyai. And because of A, it has become Sandhi Santatya. Santatyai. Full stop is there. Evam Santataha hi ime lokaha tadasya dvitiyam janma. This is the second birth of this father. First birth, emergence of the Retas from him to the Garbha, the womb of the mother. So sa means this mother who is holding this garbha, this fetus. Then the bhavyatri. Bhavyatri means one who fosters, one who nourishes, one who protects, one who causes to grow this garbha with the father only, or as a husband, but from standpoint of the son, that father who is the form of now garbha. So that bhavyatri, bhavaitavya bhavati. We have seen up here. Bhavaitavya should be nourished, should be protected. How, etc. Last time we have seen. Then Stri tam garbham bibharti. Anvaya must be that way. Stri, that woman, that mother, tam garbham, that fetus, with a father, in the form of fetus now. Bibharti, protects, in the sense, nourishes, fosters. Then what does father do further? Saha. Saha is Pita, the father of the son that is going to be born now. So, Agre. Agre means before the actual delivery. Before the actual delivery. So before the actual delivery. Agre eva Kumaram. Kumara. Who is going to be son now? Who is going to be son? So that is the Kumaram. Janmanaha agre. Janmanaha agre means now here that is first agre as what? Before the delivery, that Garbha, who is actually the father himself in the form of that Garbha, Kumara. After what he does? Janmanaha agre. After the birth, adhibhavayati. Adhibhavayati means totally fosters, totally supports in terms of what is called Shastriya Sanskar. In terms of Jata Karma, etc., many rituals are there. So he fosters because that helps the child to grow properly. This was the Shastra. Smritis are there. So adhibhavayati, this totally supports, totally fosters. Earlier, before delivery, who was that? The would-be son, was in the Garbha, now born, and he further what he does all this subsequently, all the rituals, etc., to give the samskaras, good, what value structures, etc., to him. Samskara means that which purifies, that which refines in terms of tendencies. Adhibhayati. Now, for worldly purpose or Vyavahara standpoint, it appears the father is what? Nourishing, fostering the son. Yes, Vyavahara. But actually, the father is nourishing himself. How come? That son is nothing but you. It is the essence of him only when they born the son now. So therefore, Saha, that father, Yat. Yat means by whatever, Yena. Yat means Yena. By whatever Shastriya Sanskaras, by whatever purificatory rites as per the Shastra. So Kumaram, Sahayat Kumaram, Janmanaha Agre. After his birth, means he has come out. The mother has delivered the child now. Janmagare, Adhibhavati means whatever the father does the ritualistic samskaras for the son for a purification, truly speaking, he does for himself, for one's own purification. Atmanam eva. So that is, those Shastra samskaras he does for the son is actually for himself only. Atma, he is not Sachidananda, for himself, the father. Atmanam eva tad bhavayati. So Atmanam eva, see. What is Atma here? Father. Father means which father? Swasharira. His body only. The son is nothing but his product. Atmanam eva yatyatveya swashariram tad bhavayati means tena samskarena. By those purificatory rites, he, what does he do? Protects the rishis. For practical purpose, it is seen as what? The father does these purificatory rites for purification of the son. Actually, that purification is what? Nothing but purification of his own body, because that son's body and his bodies are not different. They are taken one and the same. How? Through the channel of Retas. And Retas is essence of the father's body. Suttat Bhaveti. What for all the Yesham Lokanam Santatte? Yesham Lokanam. These lokas. What are these lokas? Prasiddha. So Prasiddha. So that is Lokana. Here, Loka. Loka is heavens, etc. Loka has to be taken not simply as a, not literally as the Loka. Loka sadhana. For the continuity of the means that give the lokas, heavens, etc. Who are they? Sun, etc. How come? It depends on the Shastriya karma in the sense. In the Shastra it is said, that means this father has to do karma daily, unless he has got knowledge and he has got liberated. Now he's become old. As old, he can't do that, but they have to be done. So he, what is that? Appoints the son as his representative to do the karmas which are expected to be done by him, which he cannot do because of old age. It's called Samprati karma. Samprati karma is that the father, as if hands over the charge of performance of the karmas for oneself to the son. So thereby what happens? His heavens are secure. He becomes eligible for getting those heavens which are promised by this karma. So therefore here, Esham Lokanam Santatte. Santatte means continuity, Avichedaya. That they do not get discontinued. So that means they are meant for continuity in the sense by producing sons, grandson, great-grandson. In this way, keep it continued. This is at his level. After son, like it goes there. So it is for this, for the continuity of the means of gaining the heavens. Evam Santataha hi ime lokaha. So these lokas, in the sense, the means to procure lokas, are santataha. Santataha means they are kept continued. They are kept continued. Tadasya dvitiyam janma. That. What is that? Emerging from mother's womb is asya. With that asya, pituhu, of his father. So that nirgamana, emerging from mother's womb means actual delivery. So dvitiyam janma is the second birth. What is the first birth? The nirgamana, emerging of the retas from the body of the father, the womb of the mother, that emerging was first janma. And this emerging is the second janma. Then what happens? What for all these? To keep the seat in the heaven reserved, means to become eligible to procure the heaven. For which what then? Now this son is grown, father has become old, and he appoints the son as the representative of doing his karma. And then what happens? In course of time, because of old age, so what happens? He dies. Having done what needs to be done. And that is the one. And he's born again. And that is the third Janma. Third Janma, who? This father. So let us see. Saha Asya Ayam Atma. Punyebhya Punyebhya Karmabhya Pratidhiyate. अथ अस्य अयम इतरः आत्मा कृतकृत्यः वयोगतः प्रैति सः इतः प्रयन्नेव पुनः जायते तदस्य तृतीयं जन्म सः. So who is that Saha? Ayam Atma. This your Atma is that Putra Deha. That father himself is now is what now? He is in the form of the body of the son. Ayam Atma. Punyebhya karmabhya pratidhiyate. Means that father only in the form of son and his body, I said now, is pratidhiyate, is appointed as the representative for what? Punyebhya karma, for the performance of the karmas enjoined by the Shastras, which earn punya for those karma, is what? Appointed as the representative, because the father being old is not able to do them. Then what happens? Atha, thereafter. What is thereafter? After the son is appointed as the representative for performance of the karma that needs to be done by the father. And now son is doing them for the sake of father. So thereafter, whatever. He becomes old. And the course of time, he dies. Asya ayam itaraha atma. Asya, of this son, itaraha atma. What is itaraha? Distinct from the body of the son. Again, atma, what is that atma here? That atma is father's body. See, father himself the son, and the father has appointed son as the representative of doing karma. That his earlier as a father's body has become old, and that father's body, what happens? Kritakrityaha, being fulfilled in terms of what needs to be done. See, Kritakritya, this word often comes. You know, our Indian language is also Kritakritya ho gaye. Means I'm an accomplished person. Understand? I have already done what needs to be done. That is what means Kritakritya. Krityam, that needs to be done. Kritam yena, the person who has done what needs to be done is the person which Kritakritya means one who has discharged what his duties. One has done what needs to be done. That person is called Kritakritya. So here he is Kritakritya. So why? Krityam, thing to be done. What is thing to be done? As well as Shastras, every individual has got three rinas, debts. Deva rina, they are indebted to the devas because they work for him. For all our sense organs, organs of actions, prana, mind, etc. are presided over by who? Devas. They give that capacity, indebted to them. Pitrus, because of which we have got this present body, indebted to them. Rishis, who guide us how to conduct oneself in life so that we can avoid sorrow and finally get heaven, etc. And finally gain the knowledge and get rid of this samsara. We're indebted to him. So that needs to be repaid. How? By keeping this continued. So he has kept that continued now, and therefore what happened now? Krityam. What is the Krityam here? Rinatraya mochana rupa. So getting indebted in terms of these three debts. So that is Kritam. Kritam yena, the person by whom it is done, means by appointing the son as a representative for the doing karma, he has done his job now. So being fulfilled in terms of having done what needs to be done in this context. Vayogataha, has become old, can't hear, can't see, can't eat, can't digest, can't walk, can't sit. Vayogataha, what happens? Praiti. Praiti. Prakarshena eti. Eti means goes. What is that pra suffix? Pra is utkarsha. Totally goes. In the sense, goes never to return. But he goes somewhere and returns. No, not that way. Goes in such a way never to return. Return where? In that body. Which body is lying dead now? That is, see, our definition of death is pakka. And this medical science is still struggling whether death is the stopping of the heartbeat or the function of the brain. Oh, it's very simple. Will never return, go on forever. That is what death. So, praiti. You know, preta. But preta is a dead body. What do you mean a dead body? The one who has gone forever, they will return to the body. So, praiti dies. Saha, that's what happened. Itaha prayanneva punarjayate. Saha, with the Saha, that father. Now, because of old age, it is natural death. That's all matter. Old age, he has this. He is dead now. Prayanneva, the once he depart from here, punaha jayate. Yere maja maglaya. Again born. Tadasya tritiyam janma. That the father being born again is third birth. No doubt can come here. First birth was Retas being, what is that? Transferred to mother's womb, that emerging. Second was his son. Retas is a son. Second was the delivery, that son being born. Now, earlier two births you have taken from the standpoint of the son, whether the Retas or actually as a boy, baby boy, born. Suddenly, why do you jump to the death of the father again? You take the son's death. Is it not? But if Shruti speaks of who, suddenly it shifts to the death of the father. Is it not defect? Not defect, because all along Shruti has pointed out identity between the both. Son, father, father, son are one and the same. So therefore, though it is the death is pointed out with respect to the father, it is as good as the earlier to the third one. Otherwise, also that son also in course of is going to die. Third one. The Shruti's intention is not this; it's a cross section. The cross section given in number 3 means, and this don't think 3 only continues. So Shruti's intention is to point out that this Janma Marana, Janma Marana, Janma Marana is going to be continuous. Be warned. Be careful. It is like the continuous flow of a river. Samsara. So Tritiyam Janma. This is the third birth of who? The father. So, if you have not got the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, my dear, please note, this is your plight. You cannot do anything whatsoever. Like a person being caught in the whirlpool. A person is caught in the whirlpool. It is so strong that eddy current is there. So he can't come out in spite of effort. You must have heard about this. Swami Ramatirtha. Like Vivekananda is a great person. Mathematician he was. Jnani. So he was staying on the Ganges bank somewhere at near Tehri, Himalayas, Tehri, on the way to Gangotri and Badrinath and Kailash, in between part is Tehri. And they are very cold, no? So they go for bath little late when the sun comes, very, very freezing water. So we went that way. I think one attendant was with him or something like that. It was taking. Unfortunately, he got caught up in the whirlpool. He tried his best. He could not. The attendant, I think he suddenly alarm means he started shouting to get help of someone. Unfortunately, it happened. No one was anywhere there on the bank at that time because at that time exactly, the Maharaja of Tehri had gone for yatras and he had just arrived and all these people have gone to welcome him with the proof that guns were being shot, that he had arrived, etc. No one was able there to help to bring him out. Ramatirtha tried his best. You see, he could not. He found it there that he said, if this is your flight, have it. Whom he said, body. If this is your flight, you have to get ended body. And he put his, what is that, squatted legs, left the body. Whirlpool. Life is this person who is caught up in the whirlpool of samsara. And what is that? Eddy current here. Whirlpool. Janma, marana, janma, marana, janma, marana, janma, marana. Come out is what? Not what. What happened? Because of some past punya, he came across a guru. Guru, in the true sense. See, Acharya Guru difference is there. Guru is a higher level than the Acharya. Acharya teaches, of course. He conducts oneself also like that. Acharati shastrartham paranapi acharayati. The one who lives strictly in accord with the Shastra and also makes other live accordingly. Acharya. There is expected of Acharya. First you should live. Otherwise, people are not that idiots. You would say something and do other thing. They are not blind. They know it. In fact, someone said the damage to spirituality is done by verily those who profess it. Because they speak something and behave quite contrary. The people are not fools not to observe this. Anyway, Guru is a little higher in the sense because he ensures that he has got that capacity also, that this person is able to gain the knowledge. Acharya also can be Guru as such, but still status of Guru is a little higher. So he came across a Guru and What? He inquired and found that this is what. You know that story, famous story, is very often quoted in the Vedanta. In fact, Swami Vivekananda narrated this in the Chicago, that is what his conference letter. See, you know, it's not a new thing. A lioness, she lion, had a baby in the stomach. Somewhere she just jumped the flock of sheep or something, etc., etc. And at that time, she delivered a cub. But something happened, or something there, that cub got separated from the mother, or the mother died, lioness died, or something. The cub was in the herd of sheep. And along with other sheep, it was crying because mother is not there. The goats took pity and they fostered it. And along with other lambs, this also started growing. And like the lambs started bleating, started eating grass, etc. Exactly like the lamb grown up now as a goat. Once it happened, one time, this lion happened to come across this herd of this sheep, and to his utter surprise, there is one lion cub behaving just like the lambs, and this was surprised how it can be. Said, no, this guy should be rescued now. He attacked the herd. All ran away. This also was running. He caught hold by the neck. Wait, where are you going? And it got fired more. He told, look, you are not like this, lambs, etc. You are like me, lion. What that is, then she got more frightened and started ba 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 ba. Then he dragged, took to a flow of water. Look there. Look at me and look at you. Are you not just like me? Are you like them? ज्ञान हो गया. Oh, I'm not a lamb. I'm not a goat. I'm a lion. Like the jiva is what? A lion cub, ba 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 ba, samsara, crying. Guru said, stupid, you are Parabrahma Swarupa. And made him discover. And then it is, I'm everything. I'm Parabrahma Swarupa. So this episode, because of, what is that, intervention or the guidance of a guru, one discovers the Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, Paramananda Swarupa. That is here being cited in terms of the means. See, this knowledge, when you get under any circumstance whatsoever, then and there at that time only you are free from bondage. That avastha, that state in which you have got this knowledge, maybe anything, at that time you are free. This is being narrated or cited, demonstrated by giving the example of, which is called as Vamadeva. Vamadeva is an example, a special example. What is a special example? This Vamadeva got Brahmajnana while in the mother's womb. And from there is declaring, I am everything. Sarvatma Bhava. Till now, I was so bound by this. Now, like a rock, by force, I have shattered all fetters, all bondages. Now I am free. This Mahadeva's statement is now being cited here. There, see one before the mantra 5 of this section. One sentence is there. It's a part of the. It is not. What is that? It is not part of Bhashya. The part of the mantra Upanishad. Taduktam Rishina. Because in the printing, it appears as if it is a part of Bhashya. No. The part of Upanishad. In the Upanishad, it will be before this mantra is said. Taduktam Rishina. About this. After having got the knowledge, getting freed from the bondage of samsara, Rishina by Vamadeva, Uktam narrated by mantra. Which mantra? Now going to be told now. So it is already told by who? Rishi. Garbhenu san anvesham avedam aham devanam janimani vishwa shatamma pura puri. But by Sandhi is that pura. Shatamma pura means shatamma puri ayasihi rakshan adaha shenaha javasa niradiyam iti garbhe eva etat shayanaha Vamadeva evam uvacha garbhe eva shanana. Like in the womb of the mother. Vamadeva says Vamadeva. Evam uvacha. So he declared. What said means what? He declared. See, some people say that Vamadeva is the example where without Guru he got the knowledge. Not that way. He was on the verge of gaining knowledge. But in earlier birth, some last minute obstruction was there. Prarabdha karma. And that last prarabdha karma means he was pursuing life after life, he was pursuing Atmajnana. And this penultimate birth, before this he declared this womb, whatever. He had come to the last verge of gaining knowledge, the body popped off. Little obstruction was there. Some prarabdha or something was there, means which was imminent. He has to undergo it. He underwent that obstruction when tube light chuck. So tube light, no? You put on the switch, it doesn't light. Chick, 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 chick. Or 5 minutes, you are not doing anything. It took 5 minutes to get that obstruction over. Switch was on from the very moment you have started, put it on. And here, already on the verge it was, and it got, and that's it. So it is not an example of without Guru getting it. But Vamadeva's example is given this way. Pipilika method. An ant, no, it is slowly crossed, but sure to reach the destination. Only when it slowly goes doesn't mean that it will not be But it will take time. Like that, so Vamadeva is the one who was trying to gain this knowledge, birth to birth to birth to birth, he went on progressing, and here, last lap was in the mother's womb. This is called Pipili method. Other one is Vihangama Nyaya, birth. This is called as Shuka. Straight away fly off. Just switch off from the Jagat, get absorbed in the Swarup. That capacity must be there. He had that, Shuka had that capacity, but not the Vamadeva. That way they are given just to show the means. It depends on the eligibility of the mukshu in terms of preparedness. And what is preparedness? Not only sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, but also he must be having chit. Sadhana, he should have chitta naishchalya, single pointed of the mind, that concentration of the mind, not a wavering mind, which is gained by upasana. So the mumukshu not only should have anshuddhantakarana and sadhana, but also he should be technically called as krita upasti. Upasti means upasana. The one who has done upasana to the point of successful completion. What is that point of successful completion of upasana? Sakshatkara of upasya daivata. Should have that vision of the deity whose upasana meditation he has taken to. That shows this mind is nischala. Already exercises are done. So that if such mind with vairagya is important, huh? And he will have sakshatkara. Bhagavan, give me this, give me that. Like Ravana was being. Ravana was a great bhakta of Shiva. That upasana is done, but common desires. Vairagya must be there, and they say, for such a person, Vedanta is not even a 1 minute's job. You can straight away trigger off in his Swarupa. Like a heap of dry gunpowder. One spark, blast. Suppose a heap of wet gunpowder. Hundreds of matchboxes will not suffice to ignite it. So that is how it is. So it depends on the preparedness of the mumukshu. So it took mother's womb for Vamadeva, wherein means even the mother's womb is not an afford. That avastha also is not something debarring. At that time only he got that. Let us see now what this declaration who Vamadeva made. Garbhenu son. See, at some place, prefix is somewhere, the other one is elsewhere. Anu, that is what? Anu janimani. Anu avedam. Verb is elsewhere, prefix is elsewhere. So therefore, better we take like this. First take sandhi. Afterwards, I'll give anvaya. Sandhi. Garbhe nu san. Afterwards, anu. prefix. Then esham. Anu esham avedam. This is a phrase after breaking the sandhi. Now here sandhi is like this. The anvay is like this. Garbhenu san. Then what will be done? Anu avedam. Anvedam. Aham. That way. This is only showing you that anu should go with avedam. Avedam means new. What knowledge? Anu avedam. So the prefix anu, we'll see that anu afterward. So that is. Now, the actual this, what is that? Anvay. Garbhenu san aham esham devanam vishwa. Vishwa in the sense vishwani. But Vishwa, the word is the mantra is Vishwa. Vishwa Janimani Anu Avedam. Anvedam. Anu Avedam. I'm repeating. Garbhe Nu San Aham Esham Devanam Vishwa Janimani Anu Avedam. Anvedam. We'll see further. Next Saturday and Sunday classes are there. 3rd August and 4th August classes are there, because in between I announced that these 2 days classes will not be there. No, now next week, Saturday and Sunday, both days, the classes are going to be there.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ